Welcome to the Matchroom Sport Championship at Harleyford, the second event of the PGA EuroPro Tour season. Kit Alexander can bring us up to date on the first 36 holes.
We have got all the ingredients for a stunning final round here at Harleyford. 10 under par is the leading score. Nick Cunningham and Stiggy Hodgson are the two guys to catch, but it's a really packed leaderboard. 52 guys made the cut on -3 or better. There are 22 within just 4 shots of the lead, so anything can really happen. One name to really look out for in the chasing pack is Dave Coupland. Of course, Dave won our Order of Merit last year. He's teeing it up this week on an off week from his regular Challenge Tour duties. It's a packed, stellar leaderboard, and there are going to be plenty of fireworks in the final 18 holes of the Matchroom Sport Championship.
Thanks very much, Kit. Nothing quite like a final round which starts with so many talented players in contention, all of them looking to get a win under their belts early in the season. And speaking of talent, Gary Ellis and Johnny E. Morgan.
Yeah, thank you very much, my friend. Now, Jonathan Colwell at the front of the green here at the first. As the crew flies, probably about 300 yards to get to this green, 331 in all if you take the dog leg into account from right to left. That's a nice little start for Johnny.
It certainly is. And here we have Campbell on the second hole. Great field today with no Challenge Tour event. Very, very strong. Probably one of the strongest ever EuroPro fields we've had, John. Yeah,
here, Gary. It definitely is that. Now, Ryan Campbell, what a shot that is in there. That's a long par 4, and it's playing very fast. And let's go back to the first hole. Nice little sharp dog leg from right to left. And like I say, as the crow flies down the left-hand side, you can take it off all the thick rough and the trees and go for the green with driver. And it's about 300 yards to get there, and it's playing hard and fast. And this is a really topsy-turvy green for the players as well. Now, look at where he's aiming up. There you go. Proof is in the pudding.
Couple of 67 so far for Stiggy Hodgson.
How's your recoil there, Gary?
That was really there. That sort of speed off your shoulder, you might have to have a shaft replacement there. He'll snap it.
Well, here you go, Gaz. Give us a lowdown.
It is well behind it. Not a tall man, but very, very strong. Tremendous whip through there, and bang. If that was guillotine sharp, he'd have no head.
Yeah. Now, Caldwell made his tap in for birdie at the first. He's now birdied it in all 3 rounds, so he's on 10 under as well. Campbell has this to make it a 4-way tie at the top, and he has.
Now, after his birdie, Jonathan Caldwell, second hole. If you can fire this one down, keep it down the left-hand side. Very, very fast running, Harleyford is here, and I think we'll see this. This is looking good. Boom! And here it comes. Look at that, John. It's really racing on down.
Yeah, that's gone like 70 yards on the run. He's only got a flip with a wedge now.
Cunningham's just pushed his opening tee shot here on the first, but it's a really kind miss for him. 59 yards left in. It's not a full swing, so he's going to struggle to generate maximum spin with this wedge shot. But what he can do, he can use that little slope just a couple of yards shy of that pin position to take the power out of it, slow it down, and hopefully hold that top tier.
Cunningham followed his opening 68 with a fine 66 yesterday, which was a real statement of intent from him.
Now, let's see whether Cunningham does play this the way that Kit said. A little lazy sort of swing, slides the wedge underneath it. And you could see the difficulty that Kit told us. It's just very hard coming out of that sort of rough to generate enough spin. But he's on the top level and an outside chance of a birdie.
Yeah, different case scenario here for Stiggy at the front of the green. Great drive. Little chip and run, bump it in the bank a few times, pop it up. Look at this, slow down ball. And that's a good shot.
.70 and then 66 for Dave Coupland, and he's opened up with 3 pars today.
Obviously coming off a marvellous season with the EuroPro last year, and he's been playing well on the Challenge Tour. Another very good shot in there.
Yeah, good lady on the bag as well.
Now, Petrozzi double bogeyed the last yesterday when a par would have had him tied for the lead overnight, so it's 68 in both rounds for him so far.
And this is a lovely chip. Oh, cozying up a couple of feet away.
Now, news from further up the course, Hugo Dobson is 7 under for the day, playing the last, so he's now in the lead on 11 under, one ahead of the group which includes this man.
And here we are, Jonathan Caldwell, the second shot on the second after that bounding tee shot. Right over the top of the flag, backs it up a bit, 30-footer for a birdie.
But problems for Dobson on the last, Kit's out with him.
Dobson's ball has just crept into the left-hand thick rough down this brutally tough 18th hole. From here, he's got 213 yards into a back pin position. From this lie, I think all he can do is really advance it down, punch it underneath the bough of this tree. And the key here is to leave himself the perfect number for his third shot, a pitch into the green. Hopefully he can save par and finish on that 11 under par total.
Yeah, he was out in 32, 3 birdies on the way home already. Not likely to make one here, as Kit was explaining, but a par, and you just never know.
Yeah, muscling this one out, like Kit said. Potential for turning over, and look at this. Wow, what a shot. What a shot. From 215 yards out, that's unbelievable.
That really was fantastic. Weight on the front foot. What a good contact you can see there. Puff of dust, showing how dry the golf course is. That's an amazing shot.
Yeah, Cunningham here at the back of the green. Slick putt this one. Oh my goodness, what a start.
So after that fantastic approach, Dobson has this for a very unlikely birdie and a 64.
Oh my goodness, this is something else. What a 3 this would be. Little jump to begin with. Oh, just hanging down the left-hand side. Maybe an extra roll and that might have had it. Crept in the side door. What a round this is going to be.
Well, what kind of score could he have had without those 2 bogeys on the way out? But he responded well both times, and a tidy back 9 made it 65 for Dobson, so he's in on 11 under.
So after this very good approach, now we've got Stiggy Hodson. Needs to keep this just inside the right edge. Ooh, just got enough of it, didn't it?
Yeah, with his last legs. Well done, Stiggy. Nice to see him back playing well as well. Last year, probably not playing his best, but smiles back on his face.
2 wins for Coupland last year, and it was a share of second at the Tour Championship, which saw him grab the final #1 spot on the order of merit.
Ah, he's a smooth criminal, Dave Coupland, I tell you. Good player, this man. Nice fella as well to boot.
Petrozzi, after that very, very good pitch in, this from probably not much over a couple of feet, and nicely done. They're all moving in the right direction.
They are as well, Gary, they are. The greens are in top-notch condition. The boys are loving it. We're seeing a lot of putts now. Seeing Ryan Campbell hold this putt earlier from Scotland. Can Jonathan Caldwell follow him in? It's a fast putt. It's tracking, it's tracking. It's another one. Off the right-hand side and in. Woo! Making mincemeat of this second. I think it's a tough hole.
So Caldwell's birdie start sees him tied at the top with Cunningham, Hodgson and Dobson, who's posted that 65. Conor O'Rourke also merits a mention after a 67, means a 9 under par finish for the man from Nace Golf Club, just outside Dublin.
Here comes Mr. Recoil. Stiggy Hodgson on the tee at the second. Can he follow what Jonathan Caldwell done? Get it down that left-hand side. Shoots on massively from there. And this one's going right. Thick stuff down there and, well, an old tree. Oh, dearie, dearie me.
Yeah, that's definitely not where he wanted to be.
But it's
White line round it
Yeah,
there.
I was just about to say, that's a GUR moment there. Now we get to see David Dixon.
Birdied the first, 3 pars to follow.
Oh, that'll do you, Dave. Take a bow, my son.
And all of a sudden, it's a 5-way tie.
Yep, so there we could see the old tree was deemed ground under repair by the PGA officials. Stiggy has had his free drop. To pretty good advantage. Slow down, golf ball. Slow down. Just shows firm fairway coming out the rough. It's tough.
It is indeed, and you can see that's had a lot of action around there, lots of drops. And yeah, you've got to pitch these fairways, Gary, you really have. You slightly miss it, it's going to have a hard bounce. And Cunningham coming from the left-hand side out of the semi. Got to go for ball flight. Height is everything. He's got the height, lands it on the green, and that's pin high. Good 40, 45 feet away, though.
Stiggy Hodgson has been a winner on this tour 5 years ago. His favourite course, Pine Valley. And as you say, good to see him playing well again. And he's been talking to Kit.
You've got a young baby now. How much has that made a difference to your mindset, your outlook on the world as well as golf?
Yeah, it changes everything, doesn't it? Yeah, the best part of my life. He's, you know, he's a little boy. He's amazing, and it's difficult being away, but you know, it's for him essentially, you know. So it's amazing.
Has that forced you to kind of refocus yourself over the winter?
1,000,000%. Yeah, it's you get a very different perspective on golf and life, and yeah, I don't think I've worked as hard this winter as I have in probably a good 10 years, if I'm really honest. But yeah, it's hopefully reap all the rewards.
You played at the highest level in amateur golf at a couple of Walker Cups. You've played Challenge Tour, you've had European Tour starts as well. Where do you feel your game is right now?
Well, to be really honest, I mean, the first 2 rounds here I've been everywhere. I'm not going to lie, but my short game's been ridiculous, really. I've 24 and 25 putts, to shoot the scores I am. So I mean, if I'm being really honest, I'm actually not expecting a whole lot because it's kind of feels different every time, if I'm really honest. But I mean, I'm probably going to have to do it again today, just rely on my short game and see where it takes me, really.
I'll see more from him in a moment, but this is Marco Penge, 68 in both rounds so far for him, and pars at all of the first 3 today.
Incredibly powerful player, Marco Penge. Probably the longest driver on this tour, I would think. Let's see what he's done with this. Gosh, it's another massive hit there. Just hung up in the edge of that rough, but a good line into the pin.
Caldwell birdied the first and the second.
Yeah, strong par 3 this one, 205 yards.
Longest of the par 3s on this course.
It is indeed. It's a long, narrow green, and this is an absolute perler. Look at that. Whoa.
So, after the shot from behind the tree stump, Stiggy chipping one up. Steady, steady, come on. Oh, yeah. You say, John, it's fiery.
It is. Bit of meat left on that bone, I tell you. Now Penge from the left. Semi. Little delicate chip, pitching it right on the side of the green, getting the kick right. And look at that. A couple of feet to go. Some big hitters out here nowadays, though, Gary. And here we are. We come to, well, a beautiful hole, par 5. You've got to aim this one down the left. It's number 5. And really is brave here. You open up your shoulders, aim down the left-hand side, will kick down to the right. There's an awkward second shot. You're coming in with a very long club in your hand. Very hard to stop it on this green. Height is everything. Ball flight is everything. You go long, the big, thick rough comes into play. And it's going to be a tough chip coming backwards as well.
Well, Dave Coupland's got a good tee shot away, looking down on the green. Has he got the height that you want, John, to hold this green?
Oh, he's coming in from the side entrance, Gary.
He is. That's a pretty good shot.
I think it was. It was a great lead. Good course management there. Knew he couldn't fly the bunker.
Now, we mentioned Hodgson has been a winner on this tour before. It was 5 years ago, 63 in the final round to get into a playoff at Cumberwell Park, which he went on to win. But that one has slipped by. Didn't make the most of his GUR break.
Dave Coupland, as we saw. Just played it using this left side. He's got all the length of the green to play with. Little bump up probably with a pitching wedge. Letting it ease on down. And I think he'll be pretty pleased with that.
Yeah, it's a very hard green that is, Gary. Really is slick from front to back. Now Cunningham, straight uphill, inside right, I think. This one, nice and firm. Yeah, no problem.
Now we saw Petrozzi birdie the fourth. He's got a chance to do even better here at the first of the par fives.
Well, that's two great shots to hit this green in two. Great drive, great second, good chance. Should just bend a little bit. Oh, and he slots in a three. Eagle three. Well, the way he's been playing, you wouldn't put it past him. That's probably not his last, you know, great hole of the round, that's for sure.
Now he looks to be in good order. And it's Dave Coupland in good order. Over this one, just over 3 feet. Inside the hole. Yes, he certainly is. Well done, Dave.
Back-to-back birdies, so just one behind now, but maybe not for long. Because Caldwell has a putt to jump out of that pile-up on 11 under.
Well, this is a very straight putt for Jonathan Caldwell. Straight up the hill. And he gets it. That's a great two at the third. And there's his mate on the bag.
Northern Ireland's Caldwell claims the outright lead then. Good starts also for Dixon and Petrozzi. And look at three-time European Tour winner Mikael Lundberg, who's put an opening bogey behind him to soar to the fringes of contention at Harleyford, where the general manager is Jack Slade.
What was the reaction to last year's event?
Well, we were all sort of a bit nervous about what it was going to be like at first. You know, we weren't sure. We'd never done anything like this before for Harleyford. It was a first for us, for sure. But it was just, the feedback was absolutely outstanding. The members loved it. From what I heard, the players loved it. We had a really good feedback all the way throughout the year. So it was a really good event to host for us.
Superb. We can't do these events without great volunteers from the clubs, often the members. How much has your membership embraced this?
I asked the members probably a couple of months ago now who wanted to volunteer, and within sort of a week I was pretty much sold out, as it were. You know, they've been so supportive. The members are the key to running this for us, you know, and we can't do it without them, as you say. From ball spotting to starting to marshalling, whatever it is, you know, it's been fantastic to see everyone get behind it and everything, because it is such a great tour.
It's a hat-trick of birdies to start the final round for Jonathan Caldwell, but plenty of talented players are right on his heels in the Matchroom Sport Championship. Welcome back to the final round of the Matchroom Sport Championship at Harleyford, event number 2 of the 2019 PGA EuroPro Tour season. Now, some fine players have graduated from this tour and gone on to big things on the world stage. Tyrrell Hatton is one of the most prominent, and he's got some close connections with this club, as we've been finding out.
He's such a remarkably quiet person. He's quite modest in many ways. And he comes up and he plays with the guys, he goes out with them. And he's always here. When he's not on tour, he's here, he's a fixture.
It's great to see Tyrrell when he does get over here. Obviously he's in the States a lot at the moment, but when he's in the country, this is his regular practice haunt. So it turns up in one of his cars, you know, in his parking space that we've got reserved for him in the car park. And he loves coming here to practice. He's got a lot of his old friends here, and he loves the course. He just, you know, it's one of his nest egg courses. So yeah, he absolutely loves it.
I played with quite a few decent golfers, and heard about this lad, you know, coming through, playing off +4, I think he was at the time, and he shot 6 under just without even blinking, which was pretty cool to watch. And then I've played with him since, and he's shot 9 under, that sort of score. So it's pretty impressive. As soon as they've heard that he's grown up here and he's come through the ranks, it just has a knock-on effect. So we've got loads of kids that, you know, I coach on a Sunday morning. We've got 40 in the junior lessons. So I really think that's had a big knock-on effect.
Well, Caldwell has parred the fourth, but pars also for Dixon and Petrozzi mean Caldwell is still out in front. Nick Cunningham has bogeyed the third, so he now trails by 2. Now Jonathan Caldwell has hit his drive at the 5th, and Kit is out there to see how he's done.
Caldwell is the man on fire early doors here, and it's a really scoreable opportunity now as well on the first of the par 5s. He does have a decision to make though. He's just in the left-hand rough, 244 yards to the front of the green, so it's easily reachable, but he does have these sort of baby trees in front of him. He's going to have to hit a real slinging draw if he goes for the green. Unfortunately, the ball is slightly below his feet. That's actually going to make it want to go the opposite way. It's a challenging shot, but I think the reward is worth taking on this risk.
The interesting thing from what Kit was saying about this lie, for very good players, the ball's slightly below your feet, it's almost easier to move it right to left. Bend your knees a bit more, put your weight in your heels, and it actually helps to promote a more rounded swing where you can just close the club face, which is exactly what he's done there. Bent it round and got it pretty close, John.
He has indeed. Pretty much where Dave Coupland was, and that's ideal. It really is. Jonathan Caldwell's such an aggressive player. A bit like this man, David Dixon, know him well from Somerset days. Hell of a striker of a golf ball. Very talented man, and look at that. Control. Absolutely beautiful.
Now we join Petrozzi on the 7th, who's gone wandering off down this hill to the right of the green. But played a remarkably good shot there, because he couldn't have seen a lot from down there. It's a long way below the level of the green.
Yeah, that was great hands. Got the height on that, landed it softly as well.
Caldwell was 5th on this tour the year before last, getting him onto the Challenge Tour for 2018, where his best finish was a share of 4th at the Cordon Open in France.
Yeah, very aggressive player. My friend, look at this for a chip. What a touch. And you know that's going to set up another birdie. Man's on fire.
Now nobody has birdied the 7th all day. Could Coupland be the first?
It's such a difficult hole. You face down, look down onto a green that's really slopey as well. The wind's blowing. Green's slick away from you as well, as we see that one run past the hole a little bit.
Now Caldwell made that little tap in, as you would expect, so David Dixon needs his birdie putt on the 8th to be within 1.
Yeah, I fancy he'll get this one straight up the into the hole. Oh, no, I think you misread that, John. I just don't think it was a bad putt.
Yeah, looked a good stroke, just a little bit more turn than what he expected. Now, this will be some up and down. Flopped it up past the hole here, slick downhill and out to save his par. Gets it, top up and down that.
Yeah, a touch of quality that was.
Nice to see all the volunteers doing all their part. Unsung heroes really on tour. All the volunteers from all the clubs. Brilliant.
Yeah, one yesterday was worth it.
So all of a sudden there's a bit of daylight between Caldwell and the rest. 4 birdies in the first 5, leaving him a couple clear. And it's turning into a very good day for Sean Towndrow of Southport and Ainsdale, helped by an eagle 2 at the 14th. Kit is out talking to the leader.
Johnny, absolutely sublime start. 4 birdies in the first 5 holes. How comfortable is your game feeling out here?
Yeah, good. Driving it pretty good, apart from one there at the 4th. But still managed to give myself a decent chance up the hill. Just kind of dribbled it though, unfortunately. But delighted with the start, yeah.
What do you make of the conditions so far today?
Yeah, it's perfect. Good score, and the wind's picking up a little bit, but it's nice to have a little bit of wind to work with. Don't mind it. Coming
into a really interesting part of the course now, par 3 and then a long par 4 down the hill. Are the scoring opportunities over the next few holes as good as you've had early on?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Just continue to hit good shots to my targets, and if I can keep knocking in some putts, then there's plenty of chances, yeah.
Super start, Johnny. Keep it going.
Thanks, good.
Top player, top person, Jonathan Caldwell. And here we go. This is no more than a 7 iron, maybe a little 6 for John. Beautiful par 3, just slightly raised, can't see the bottom of the flag. Been today over in that kind of middle left section as well. A few bunkers down there.
Dixon on the 9th, which played as the easiest hole over the first 2 rounds, well over half a stroke under par.
Well, although we couldn't see him, balls arrived nicely on the green.
It did indeed. Now in the thick stuff, Petruzzi, 11 under, second shot. Oh, and that looks like that grabbed the club. That is straight left. And that's bounding on further and further away, just missing Dave Dixon.
It's not very often you see it as clearly as that when the rough grabs the hosel of the club, as we have a look at Dave Coupland.
Very solid playing from him today, no drop shots yet.
Yeah, this is what he does best, my friend. He's solid as a rock.
So is this man at the moment, Jonathan Caldwell, 34 years of age now, represents Clandyboy Golf Club, not far from Belfast. His favourite player, the 5-time and so nearly 6-time Open champion Tom Watson, and his favourite course, the monumentally tough Royal County Down.
This is my first EuroPro Tour event. I played one Challenge Tour event in Turkey. Didn't play that great, but it's just nice to get to a tournament venue, get into kind of tournament preparation and get a scorecard in your hand and start making putts that kind of matter, as opposed to just hitting them when you're at home, really. And if they don't go in, then it doesn't really cost you anything. But yeah, just the overall prep that I put in over the winter, playing a lot more, has obviously paid off.
You've won at this level before, you finished top 5. What does it take to get one of those elusive Challenge Tour cards at the end of a EuroPro Tour season?
It takes patience, really, at the end of the day. Worry about your own golf ball and nobody else's. Play the golf course, take one shot at a time, all the usual stuff. And like I say, just patience really is the key.
Having got the wins before and made your way up to the Challenge Tour, would the trophy today be as special as the ones before?
Absolutely, yeah. Any win in golf's great. We start each week with 156 guys and there's only one winner, so the majority of the time we're all losers. But yeah, it's fantastic to get any win at any level in professional golf, especially with the standard there is now in the lower tours as well. So yeah, it'd be very special.
So, having heard some interesting information from the very pleasant Mr. Caldwell, here he is. It just missed the bunkers here, and I think you'd have probably preferred to have been in them. It would have been easier than this chip off that fairly bare ground, don't you think, John? He's done a pretty good job, though.
He has, yeah, definitely would have been able to get the control required out of the bunker if he was in them. 3 just guarding the front portion of this green.
Dixon's already had 1 eagle on the front 9. If he could somehow get another here, he'd be out in 31.
And this is what Dicko does best. When he gets on a charge, he really gets on a charge. Oh, shaves the right edge. You can't believe it. Cellophane Bridge from Edmore Park. He's got his mates down there, Wicko, Marshy and Wingnut as well. They're probably all looking at this going, come on, Dave.
Wingnut conjures up an interesting image for me, John.
Bump and run through the fringe, and yeah, just grabbing on that second bounce, and that's why he's got a tester now from a good 10-12 feet left to go. A long putt here for Dave, Gary, down the slope.
Yeah, this is a tricky putt to get the pace of this right down the hill. He's done a very good job there. I think he'd be pleased with that, because he could easily have scuttled that and left himself a 3.5 footer.
Dixon has got his birdie on 9, so Caldwell needs this to retain the outright lead.
Yeah, just outside left this putt for Jonathan Caldwell. Should break about now. Oh, just grabs that right edge. Just enough, innit? Whew.
Might be remembering that as a key moment if he ends up with the trophy at the end of the day.
Yeah, Petruzzi trying to salvage something here. There he was, trying to wipe it in with his left foot, but it never came back, and didn't pay any attention to the wiping.
So by going out in 32, Dixon has left himself just one behind Caldwell, and Mikael Lundberg, the man who beat local favourite Bernd Wiesberger to win in Austria on the European Tour 5 years ago, has completed as 66. David Dixon also has a European Tour win to his name. Could he be triumphant on the EuroPro Tour? He trails Jonathan Caldwell by 1 at Harleyford. Welcome back to the final round of the Matchroom Sport Championship at Harleyford, where there's an ever-changing picture at the top of the leaderboard. Now, all these events look seamless to you by the time they appear on television, but of course, there's a huge amount of groundwork goes into making that happen. And we've been finding out a thing or two about the people who make it all happen behind the scenes.
We do a planning meeting or planning meetings with the club. We come and do a course inspection and we look at how the course is going to play, how we think we're going to set it up for the week. We then arrive on the Sunday prior to the tournament beginning on the Wednesday, set the golf course up, plan it out for pin positions, tee positions, and then we run a pro-am usually on the Tuesday, and the tournament starts on the Wednesday. So this week, being a 1 tee start, our first tee off time is 6:30 in the morning for the first 2 rounds. We're on site at 5:30. We're out on the course by about 5:45, setting up the course, setting the pin positions for the following day, and then we're on course until the end of play.
Between the referees and the tournament director, we spend a lot of our time managing pace of play on the course. We've recently teamed up with Tag Marshall, who provide a platform on tablets for referees to manage pace play and see exactly where every single group is out on the course. So that's probably takes about 95% of our time is managing pace of play, and the other 5% is giving rulings to players.
So Jonathan Caldwell setting the pace, fine start for him, but also for David Dixon. Hot on his heels, just one behind. Hugo Dobson's been in the clubhouse for quite a while now and still not giving up hope that 11 under may at least get him a playoff. We'll find out over the course of the remaining holes, but now it's out to the longest of the par 4s with the leader.
Yeah, this is an awkward hole. Slick downhiller, left to right, tricky green. Don't need no more than a 2-iron or a hybrid like Jonathan's got there, and it will feed down from left to right, gather some pace. Look at that first bounce, went about 20 foot high. Look at this, just bearing round from left to right, and that's what you're going to have for your second. And it ain't stopped there, still running.
Yeah.
You won't be able to see it, but when he gets up there, you'll like what he sees.
Now, Dave Coupland, his second shot, down on the 9th hole, looking down towards the green. Neat player, Coupland. I think he likes the look of that, does he?
Well, he's birdied this hole in both rounds so far. Oh, and it could be something even nicer today.
You won't believe how hard that shot is. From the right side, all the encroaching trees on the left, pin on the left-hand side as well, must hit green, and he's done it so well. As we see Dicko down on the 10th hole here, third shot coming in high at 12 under. Look at this one release. Oh, slow down ball. Well, that'll leave him a nice putt.
Let's go out to Kit with Caldwell at 7.
Caldwell is in position A here on the 7th. Now, it's the stroke index 1 for the amateurs, so it is a tough hole, and the reason for that is he's now faced with a really difficult downhill second shot. It's severely sloping down. That's going to make the ball want to launch really, really low. That pin at the back means anything long is absolutely dead. He'll probably play a bit short for this, and to make matters even trickier, his ball has just finished up in an old divot. Of course, he's got to play it as it lies, so he'll do well and be happy just to hit the centre of the green here.
He will indeed, Kit. Not an easy shot. He's got probably one of the lofted club in the bag. He's going to give this a hell of a swipe, get it up in the air as much as he can. See that ball just on the edge of the divot. The old divot comes up. Lots of spin on this required. Oh, got too much spin. Pitched right on the edge of the green. Look at that, still moving towards the back of the green slightly. And that's going to leave him a very awkward putt. Lots of swing from right to left and fast.
Just shows, John, it's not a fair game. It was a good tee shot and there was in the divot. Awkward.
Yeah, that's, Yeah, luck of the draw, unfortunately. Tangro going along nicely. Wedge in hand here. Getting the chubby checker required. Gets it to pin high, just shy of.
And he'll have that to be back in 31.
There we go, another eagle putt. What a shot in here. No more than 6 feet down the hill, slots it in, eagle. Dave Coupland. Here we go.
So he's out in 32, and he's played this hole over the 3 rounds in 4 under.
Yeah, fantastic playing from Coupland. As we have a look at Towndrow, this for his birdie and a great round of golf. Run out, come on. Yes, well done.
Took a while to get going today, but once he did, he was on fire, playing the last 11 holes in 7 under, and that eagle on 14, the highlight of a final round 66.
Yeah, great round of golf. Now look at this. He's going to be aiming this a good 10 feet right at the hole. I can tell you that now. Gets this anywhere within a couple of feet. He'll be giving himself a big pat on the back. Look at the swing on it. I said 10 feet, it's more like 20. And that is a remarkable putt. Great touch.
This to complete the hat-trick by birdieing the 9th in all 3 rounds.
Just seen him come out of that putt just slightly. That's why it leaked out to the right. He's furious with himself, rightly so. Golden opportunity gonna miss in there.
Dave Dixon's birdie attempt. Again, they're hitting it in very close, John. We've seen a couple today that he's just not quite read the right line.
Yeah, I don't know if he's just got slight pulls, and 2 putts we've seen him miss, you know, being on that left-hand side, but strikes it so well, will give himself so many opportunities. We see Coldwell to save his par. Oh, I didn't see that happening. There's a little bit of movement in that from right to left, and that's a bogey.
Yeah, it's a horrible way to drop his first shot of the round. And that 3-putt at the 7th drops Caldwell back into a tie for the lead now with Dixon and Coupland. And those 11 under totals posted by Dobson and Towndrow just became a little more interesting. Now we're going to take a look at the 10th.
Yeah, a fairly straightforward par 5, only just a par 5, 494 yards. Narrowish tee shot where you want to drive it down the right hand side because the green, as we can see, is tucked just a little bit to the left. These bunkers here short of the green on the right and left won't really affect these players. They'll only be going in with a middle iron. But the green itself is raised. You're actually going to see the bottom of the pin, and there's a big sort of, almost like an elephant's graveyard in the middle. There's a big hump in the middle of the green.
You're right there, Gary. Oh, getting a bad kick to the right in the bunker.
Dixon's only got 114 yards left to the pin here on the 11th, so he's going to want to attack it back there in the left quadrant. But what he's got to worry about is it's looking a little bit of a flyery lie, and there's just enough breeze popping up to make things interesting. The form he's in, he should be able to get this one inside 10 feet though.
Dixon got a start in the British Masters at Hillside just a few weeks ago, opened with a 70, then 74 though in the 2nd round to miss the cut.
It's a swing I never get bored of watching. Dave Dixon here, like Kit said, 10 feet or within, and he's done exactly that. That sets up another golden opportunity for a birdie. Yeah, just drops it nicely. Natural power, lazy power as they say. Great striker of the golf ball, lovely shot in.
Quiet day so far for Ryan Campbell, birdied the 2nd, gave it back on 7, and otherwise all pars.
Powerful player, Ryan Campbell. Good player as well. He's there or thereabouts each week. Another bounding tee shot. Splits the centre of the fairway. All very jolly.
Well, 2nd shot into 8 for Caldwell. It's 392 yard, par 4. Up the hill, the tee shot. Can't see the bottom of the pin for your 2nd. I don't think he's going to like that when he gets back there. Would have been expecting at least 15 feet away.
Petrozzi looking for another top 10 finish after sharing 10th place at Brocket Hall last week. Maybe even something better.
He's definitely got the bit between his teeth, really wants it. And this is another shot in, great shot in. So that back right pin, not an easy place to get to, and well, giving himself a chance.
Following that very good tee shot, lofted club in hand. Going to take it straight over the corner of that tree that we can see guarding the front left. Big, high-flying shot. And I think it sort of rustled a few leaves.
It did.
On its way down.
You got to try and draw that one in there, Gary, from right to left. I mean, those trees do really hang over on the green, and from where he was on the left-hand side, not easy. Good pace putt here. Great pace putt on the previous hole. We've seen that, but didn't convert the two-footer. Made bogey. Now this one, oh, another great pace putt again by Jonathan Colwell.
Dave Coupland we return to, where we saw that shot bounce off the shoulder. Stabby little bunker shot.
Great shot there.
And as his playing partner said, fabulous bunker shot indeed, sir.
Yeah.
So Coupland has this very short putt to take the outright lead, but maybe not for long, because as he goes to 13 under, Dixon has a putt on 11 to also go to 13.
Yeah, straight up the hill here for Dicko. From the right-hand side, and finally gets one. Good playing, David.
So this man, Petrozzi, is now 3 behind, but he can immediately cut that to just the 1 here.
I bet he thought that was in. It looked it all the way up there. Just didn't take that necessary. Should be a birdie though.
Yeah, no doubt, Gary. I mean, yeah, frustration there. Missed that short one on the previous one, and another good opportunity there for an eagle. I'll tell you that.
Knows he's missed a chance though, but can Campbell make his eagle?
Big putt up the green. And while it was an eagle chance, I think he'd be happy with that for his birdie.
Yeah, once it clatters into the trees, you don't know what's going to happen.
And just like Coupland, he's played this hole in 4 under for the week. Turned pro relatively late, only 3 years ago. His favourite course, Royal Portrush, venue for the Open Championship in a few weeks. And look at this, one of his hobbies is sarcasm. Let's hope he leaves that behind when he talks to Kit.
Ryan, you've been a pro for 3 years now. How do you assess your career to this point?
I haven't progressed as much as I would have liked in those 3 years. Even though my game now is much better than it was 3 years ago. I think I just haven't quite stepped up the tours like I thought I maybe could have. But obviously try to change that this year. So,
what do you feel it is you need to do to make those steps up?
I think just a bit more consistency. I've had a lot of good rounds without putting 3 or 4 rounds together. Most weeks I'll have a good round, but maybe 2 that aren't great or 1 that isn't great and miss a cut. But I think just putting 2 and 3 rounds together would help.
Does adding that consistency come down to something technical, or is it perhaps more of a mindset thing?
Just experience, I think. I didn't have a huge amount of experience in amateur, like elite level amateur golf. And I think it's just experience on how to manage your ball around a course when you're not playing that well. You can still shoot a good score if your head's switched on.
You got yourself into contention last year at Clevedon. What do you take from that experience that you can apply today?
I actually played well in the last round last year, although it's this kind of stuff that I'm nervous with, like the TV interview. Once I'm playing golf, I'm fine, because I turned pro to try and win golf tournaments, so that's what I want to be doing, is competing to win. It's this sort of stuff that puts me off a bit. Well, it doesn't put me off, but you know, it's nerve-wracking.
So this ever-changing picture now sees the 2 Englishmen, Dixon and Coupland, out in front at 13 under. Caldwell back to a shot behind, and look at Seve Benson, birdies at the 10th and 12th, moving him into contention. It's the two Davids tied at the top as we head towards the closing stretch. More to come from Harleyford next. Welcome back to this thrilling final round of the Matchroom Sport Championship at Harleyford. The second title of the EuroPro Tour season is up for grabs here, and the lead has changed hands so many times already today. Dave Coupland has now bogeyed the 11th, and a par on 12 leaves him one behind David Dixon, who remains 13 under with 5 to play. Another shot gone for Jonathan Caldwell on 9, but look at Sevi Benson, who's now picked up 3 shots on the back 9. He is within 2 of the lead.
Well, we're getting a lovely little look down on this 13th green, and it's a green the boys are not going to be able to see with their second shots kind of hidden away. It's a par 4, 426 yards, up and around the corner from left to right, and anything over this green is a tricky up and down. That one lone bunker as well, not easy, very slopey green, but I think our kit's around.
110 yards is a really nice number for Coupland here, but it is on a slight upslope and into what little breeze there is. That's likely to make the ball just want to hold up and balloon a little bit. And with that pin 20 pace is on, he has to get the clubbing just right to get it all the way back there.
Yeah, this ain't easy. Lofted club in hand as well. You don't want the spin because this green slopes severely from back to front. Very fast, coming in a little bit lower, 1 hop and a stop required. And there's that spin. That's not too bad.
As we have a look at Dave Dixon, hidden just below the level of the green. Very awkward, no green to work with. Obviously wasn't a very good lie. Tried to take the ground route and probably got as good a result as he could.
It's all gone a bit quiet for Nick Cunningham, 6 pars in a row, so he's where he started the day at 10 under. The other joint overnight leader, Stiggy Hodgson, by the way, really fell away after his opening birdie. 4 bogeys then in the next 7 for him.
Oh, that was nearly spectacular. Still a good shot just off the green. He's going to fancy a little chip in from there, I gather.
Jonathan Caldwell. Partially blocked out by those leaves, but he's worked one round, a little bit of draw. That's a very good shot from there. That was more difficult than it probably looked.
14 played the easiest of the par 4s over the first 2 rounds. Can Dixon make a birdie on it?
Yeah, slow putt this one up the hill. A lot of break from right to left.
Now, you said, John, Cunningham might fancy this one and could get right back in it here.
Well, it must be a good lie. He's not chipping it, he's putting it. What's it going to do for the first few feet? And there it is, jumping all over the place. Given a chance, I think he would have probably liked to have chipped it, but still a little bit of work to be done.
Coupland to rejoin Dixon at 13 under par.
There's his #1 fan. You can hear his good lady on the bag. And nice, smooth criminal, this man, Dave Coupland. Good player.
So following that slightly wayward first putt, Dave Dixon. This to tidy up for his par. Nicely done.
Jonathan Caldwell looking to get things back on track after those 2 bogeys towards the end of his front 9.
Yeah, he needs something, he really does. Really like that fire. Coming off the left-hand side, tracking, and in she goes. And a little fish punt there from John. Boom.
Stiggy Hodgson has started perhaps a bit of a recovery with a birdie at the 9th, and he's been giving some putting tips to Kit.
Stiggy, we're out here on the putting green at Harleyford. You've been rolling the rock really, really well this week. Just talk us through your process when it comes to putting.
First of all, I like to keep it simple as possible, really, and just try and do the simple things correctly to make sure the ball goes in the hole. I don't really get too bogged down in, you know, sort of lines and all this, and I just got to see it, feel it and play it sort of thing. So again, just keeping it as simple as possible, really.
I notice you've got a line on the ball there. Is that something that you use to help you start it online as well?
Yeah, so I mean, the basic idea really, I started doing this when I was 11. I've just stuck with it ever since, really. So I like to see, obviously, the line aiming at where I'm trying to hit the putt. So in this instance, maybe a couple of cups outside right, and then you sort of have a look, make sure it's set up correctly, and then my process really is my routine, if you like, which I've worked, very hard on lately. So I think it's very important to have a routine. As I'll look at the hole, make a couple of strokes to try and gauge the feel of a pace, if that makes any sense, and then I'll just step straight in. The line to the putter lines up to the ball, and then try and stroke it down there and try and keep still.
Easy as that.
He's got a great rhythm to his putting stroke, and well, it's working wonders for him, and that's why he's back up there playing the golf he knows. Driver just playing not the ball he wanted. Just a little bit erratic off the tee, but the putter is working wonders. Keep smiling, Stiggy.
Yeah, it's 2 birdies in a row, and even after that wretched run he had earlier, he's back to only 1 over for his round.
Yeah, and he come out with a good philosophy there, all about the feel as well. And I had a little putting lesson off of Tiger Woods many moons ago, the best clutch putter in the world, you might say. And he did tell me a few home truths and said, feel is the name of the game when it comes to the putter.
So Coupland bouncing back to rejoin Dixon at the top, Caldwell hanging in just a shot behind, and those on 11 under won't have given up hope, especially those who still have holes to play.
One of my favourite holes on the golf course, this, the 15th, beautiful par 4, slings from right to left, round some narrow trees, all encroaching, and a tiny little green to boot. Lots of undulations on it as well. You miss this one, you're in danger of making a bogey.
We mentioned earlier David Dixon has won on the European Tour 11 years ago now at the St Omer Open, the same week that Tiger Woods won the US Open in that legendary playoff with Rocco Mediate. Now from 15 back to 14 with Kit.
Ball's lying on a bit of an upslope in the green side bunker here for Coupland, so I expect to see him throw this quite a long way to the flag. There's a lot of green to work with, but I think high and with spin is the way to control this and just prevent it releasing past the hole.
So did Dave Coupland listen to Kit's advice? Quick green, this one. Giving it a bit of a stab, but that's probably a releaser. Which it is, and too much, as Kit warned us.
Well, here we are at one of many signature holes around Harleyford Golf Club, and the boys are here for their second tournament on the PGA EuroPro Tour. Now this little beauty, 12th hole, 179 yards, par 3, look down on it, bit of a quarry vibe going around the back of this green, round to the left hand side, so overclumbing it is not a game plan. So this green kind of faces you as well, slopes back towards the front, 2 beautiful bunkers guarding the left and right side of this one. It's essential to find this green, but that breeze can play havoc for the players. Now there is a bit, you don't really feel it that much on the tee, but it is up there, I tell you now. It's up there, so anything a little bit shy can feed off this green and get, well, considerably further away. I'm just opting for one more club more, grip it down the shaft a little bit, just placing it nicely on the tee box. Nice easy swing, try and keep it ideally short of that hole. I tell you what, that should be okay. Just draw a little bit more, be handy. There you go, just pin eye right, 15 foot. You take that.
Well, Jonathan Caldwell would certainly take it right now. He's on the shortest hole on the course.
Yes, when you've got the breeze against, as John told us, a quiet sort of swing is really what's required. It just sort of push the ball up towards the green, which is what he's done. Nice swing, again just keeping the weight slightly on his left side to drive the ball away on a lower trajectory, as our cameraman's caught very nicely for us there.
Petrozzi has already eagled the 14th once this week. He could make a massive move by doing it here again.
Yeah, slow putt here, Michael, up the hill, always left though. Yeah, and he set himself such a bad putt, didn't really give it a chance. You see Dave Dixon now at 15. This is his birdie opportunity off the right hand side, I feel. Yeah, and there it is. Quite a lot more break than what Dave was thinking.
So Dixon will stay at 13 under, and that means Coupland has this to go one ahead of him.
Oh, he's leaking down that right-hand side. That was a good putt as well.
And that means that Caldwell can go back into a share of the lead if he holds his birdie putt at the 12th.
Here we are, good look at this one, coming straight up the green. Should just move a touch from the right. Ooh, well, I misread that because it actually moved to the right.
It did. It did indeed, and well, Petrosi's probably had one of those days where the putts have dropped to him mid-round. Oh, be right up there.
As it is, with that, he's only one behind. Now, more news on Seve Benson, who's just had his 5th birdie of the back 9 to go 13 under with 1 to play and is now tied for the lead with Dixon and Coupland. Luke Cornford is in with a 67, but it looks as though he and the others who have finished 11 under are now out of the running. Now, the 16th is the last of the par 3s here at Harleyford. Let's hear about it from John.
Well, that is one of many magnificent creatures sculptured around this beautiful golf course at Harleyford, and that is Amazing Dragon here at 16. And I tell you what, appetite for destruction here, especially at 16, 196 yards, beautiful par 3, as hard as you like as well, because in modern day golf, we're seeing a lot of players now fade the ball, really keep the club face to their target a lot more and getting this big power fade out there. This is not a hole, you want that. Even straight's not going to help you because that wind off the left is pushing it towards a big bank that falls away on the right-hand side. And this big tree here, I mean, he's all of 150 foot tall as well. This is why I'm putting it up my ball on the right side of this tee box to look, give myself most of the green to look at. It suits the drawer definitely, which I am, so that is a big bonus. I've got a 5 and a 4 iron out, and I'm just thinking easy 4, make sure I get that draw, no problem. So 5 out the window, bit of breeze coming into me as well, off the left-hand side, so feeling it. Essential to get that draw there, guys. Don't be blocking this one, or you got an awkward chip. Now, come on, Johnny. Keep drawing, keep drawing. It's looking lovely. Staring it down. Oh, middle of the dance floor. Probably about 20 foot, 15 foot up the hill. Keep it below the hole. Happy days. Make par in here. Big ups.
Dixon played the par 3s better than anyone over the first 2 rounds. Hasn't birdied any of them so far today, though.
Yeah, he's given himself a chance with that one, though.
Yes, indeed. Now, Dave Coupland would have hit no more than a 4 iron to get to this position, leaving himself about 100, well, 90 yards in. Lots of spin we'll get with this shot. Green slopes back to the front of this. And there's that spin I'm talking about. Really spinny greens. Coming with a very lofted club. Not easy to control it, especially when that pin's at the back. Got to play that, like, grip it down the shaft, hit a little soft one in there, take the spin off it.
Petrosi only has 98 yards into a really accessible pin position here. The problem is his ball has just come a couple of paces into this first cut of rough. It's sat up absolutely beautifully, almost a bit too well, like it's up on a tee. There's a little bit of a tuft behind the ball as well. He's not quite going to be able to guarantee the contact and the spin as he would off the fairway, but you'd still fancy him to knock this one in close.
So let's have a little look and see whether he can get this good contact. Certainly sounded good. Nice balance. I think he likes the look of it. Yeah, almost got too much stop and just came on a little ridge. Easy sort of swing. Another fine looking swinger. This tour really does have some beautiful swingers on it now, doesn't it?
Unbelievable, Gary. Really are some talented players.
Now here's one of them, Ashton Turner, who followed his opening 70 with a 66 yesterday, but just 1 under for the round today, and he's coming off a bogey on 15.
Yeah, looks like he's bringing this one in from left to right, and what a shot that is. Wow, straight at it.
Now this is Seve Benson. He's twice finished 3rd on the European Tour, also been a 3-time winner on the Challenge Tour, and what a final round he's having today.
It's nice to finally see him. I mean, he's coming under the radar, got on a massive charge of birdies. And look at this one from distance. This ain't easy. Over the hill, down the hill. Oh, and a little knee knocker to go for his par.
Yeah, and that putt he's got left may well be to get into a playoff, may well be to win it. We won't know for some time yet. It's a big putt either way.
Dave Coupland leaving the flag in. Lovely pace, but as you could see, he never managed to get the line quite right.
Very hard green to read this 15th. Lots of subtle slopes. As we see Ryan Campbell, the man with the sarcasm. He's a lovely lad, he really is. Just a bit shy, camera shy, but he'll have to get over that. This is the name of the game. That's not a bad chip, just a little bit more meat on that bone would have been nice.
We're letting him.
Following that good tee shot, Dixon up the hill, running well. Oh, he could have been miles in front on this one, couldn't he, John, really?
He could have. I mean, if the putter was working like Sticky Hodgson has been for the previous 2 days, my goodness.
This to tie for the lead now for Petrozzi.
Oh, what a putt. Oh, needs 2 rolls more, and that was disappearing in the hole for a much-deserved birdie. And he's missed a few as well, mind Gary.
Yeah, it's true. They've putted well, you know, they're just, you know, it's not as though they've seen too many poor putts, the odd misread.
This for a rare 2 at 16. For Turner. Oh, and he gets it. Beautiful putt. Inside left, locked it and rocked it, and that's it. March on to 17.
A couple more of those to finish, and he could have a say in things. Now back to Campbell. All pars so far on the back 9.
He's got some good chances coming up here now, Michael. Off the right-hand side for birdie. Gets it, little fist pump. He's staring down 15 now. He got 17 the par 5 as well to boot.
So, the very experienced Seve Benson. Can he tap this one in? He certainly can.
Bit of a mixed bag early on, but a magnificent back 9 sees him repeat the 66 he shot on the opening day. So Seve Benson has set the target at 13 under. So now it falls to Dixon and Coupland to overtake him, but Petrozzi and Caldwell also certainly have a chance to catch up. Penge and Campbell both need to finish very strongly if they're to have a say in the outcome. Seve Benson has done all that could have been expected of him. Now it's the waiting game, as he hangs around to see who can match or better his 13 under total in the Matchroom Sport Championship. It's the final round of the Matchroom Sport Championship at Harleyford, where the second title of the EuroPro Tour season is on the line. And it's still anyone's guess as to who's going to take it. 5 players covered by a single stroke. It's had the look of a potential playoff all day, and with 3 players tied at the top at this late stage, and several more within striking distance, that remains a very strong possibility. Here's John on the 17th.
Well, massive chances here at 17. Come to a par 5, 511 yards long. Now you look down it, you see this big tree, no more than 80 yards in front of you. That is right in play for the players. Kind of drift that round from left to right happily, but there's a massive tree, about 290, 300 yards in the far distance. You could seriously get yourself stuck behind that one, get in a sticky situation, have to bend a low one from left to right or right to left and try and find that green, but it's all about the drive. So, you know, I'm going to have to hit a good one here. So I'm looking down the lines of the next tee box. I'm thinking, which line do I want to go down? So I'm going at the one, just the dark one, just left of the far tree in the distance, straight at there. And hopefully it sticks. We never know. And there we go, straight down my line. Now, nice bounce. Ah, perfect.
So let's go to the joint leader, David Dixon, who came to our attention when he finished as leading amateur in the Open Championship at Lytham 18 summers ago now, the week David Duval won his only major.
Cool, this one's bending rapidly from right to left. He's overcooked it, it's thick rough there. Oh, he's got away with that one. That's between the walkway from the 17th green to the 18th tee, and that's going to be an awkward up and down tight pin.
Yeah, as we go back to the 16th tee, Petrozzi zipping through that one. Looking good. Touch right, is it? Yeah, just a little bit, pin high.
16 played the easiest of the short holes over the first 2 rounds.
See that all teeing up on the right hand side here, giving himself the best angle at this green, and that looks to be going left, Dave. Ooh, missing the green left, and that's going to be a fast chip now for Dave Coupland.
A little bit of pressure getting to everyone.
Well, Stiggy Hodgson had his 5th bogey of the day at the 12th, but he's got it straight back on 13. Here he is now on the 14th.
Yeah, got it back at the stance there, got his weight with the slope, playing the low spinner, and he's done it very well. Seen Ryan Campbell hold it from there earlier for par. Oh, this is a strong shot here, Gary. I mean, is he going to be bumping this into the bank? I think he is. And look at that.
It really is a horrible shot. It's one of those that doesn't suit your eye. He's missed a lot of fluffy ground, no green to work with. Very, very tough.
Yeah, don't be too cute with a shot like that. Now, Dave, very fast chip. Just land this just on the green. Should feed itself all the way down. Hold on a little bit, ball. A bit more left to go to save his par.
So a chance here for Dixon to grab the outright lead and take it with him to the 18th tee.
It was a great pace putt there, but yeah, he had to take his medicine out of position after the second shot with no chip whatsoever, and yeah, goes to the 18th now, tied for the lead.
So Petrozzi, this little chip and run. Was it grabbed too much? Yeah, just so you could see that, just sort of stuck straight in the green.
And that's not a putt you want to be leaving yourself as well. Slick one, right to left.
Turner looking to follow his birdie at the short 16th with another at the long 17th. Well, he's done just that, but with Benson already in on 13 under, he would need a miracle in the form of holding his approach to the last.
Off the right hand side here for Dave, and he slots it in. Great save, great par.
So after that chip shot that stuck in, yeah, well done. Salvaged it, but life's too short to be faced with too many of them.
You're not wrong here now. Line on the ball for Stiggy. Outside the right, we've seen Ryan Campbell hold it from here. And Stiggy's done the same, little fist pump as well.
What a day he's had. He's only parred 4 of the 14 holes he's played. 5 bogeys, but 5 birdies as well.
Like he said, my guy, he said his swing just feels a little bit all over the place, a bit like spaghetti junction, but the putter's working.
So incredibly, this late in the day, 6 players can still feel they have a realistic chance of winning this. Seve Benson in on 13 under, Dixon and Coupland both looking to squeeze out one more birdie to overtake him. John is on the 18th.
Good finishing hole here at Harleyford. If you're a rookie, you know, you've been out a couple of years, this is a tough baby. 455 yards, par 4, out of bounds down the right, big trees as well come into play. What are you going to do? Choice making massively. If you're 1 shot behind, 2 shots in front, whatever. You know, I look at this hole and I think, me personally, I think the utility club is a banker. Aiming at the big oak tree in the distance, take your medicine, little drifter off that, playing away from all that out of bounds. You can see by the planner, you can take it over the tree. It's a massive carry of like 300 yards on that line, but they'll give you like next to nothing into this green, give you a massive chance of a birdie. But that's taken out this one and taken on all that trouble. Me personally, it's this all day long. The 3-iron utility club. I'm aiming at that tree, playing away from all the other stuff. and it's just tee it down nice and low. If you've got that 2-shot lead, oh, you want to limit those nerves. Here we go. Now, a bit of right of my target, a bit close for comfort, but it's going to be fine. So a bad swing, you can get away with it. No brainer.
It's played the hardest of all the par 4s over the first 2 rounds, and Dixon has parred it both days.
I think he's gone with a big one here. He's taken it down. Has he got this in as good a spot? Oh, I think he has. Steady now, ball. This could be a lovely spot. Don't run too far. Well, a foot or so off the shortest grass, but good.
Yeah, it's not a bad shot there, Gary, actually. I mean, he's just far enough left to miss that tree. Not going to come into play for a second. As we see Coops here down the right, and it looks like he's drawing strongly. And that is going to be just shy of where David Dixon was, but equally an awkward chip from there.
16th, Ryan Campbell. Nicely balanced swing, high towering shot. Coming in nicely. Oh, that's a cracking shot. Very good effort.
He's not out of this yet. David Dixon certainly isn't, and Kit is with him on the last.
Dixon has reduced the toughest hole on the course to a real birdie opportunity here, just 115 yards in. That pin is tucked way over there on the left, but he can aim right of it towards the centre of the green and let the natural slopes feed it down to that hole.
That tight left pin here for Dave Dixon. What a drive, like Kit said, in the left rough. Staring it down, could this be the shot? You never know. It's a bit long, didn't get the grab required, but that should feed back just a little bit. Not as much as I thought it would. There's a slow-mo, Gary.
Yeah, another beautiful look. You know, for anybody wanting to copy a neat swing, Dave Dixon's the man.
And he will have that putt to shoot 66 for the second day in a row. Now, Dave Coupland has birdied this hole, the 17th, both rounds so far. Can he get up and down to do it again?
Got the most lofted club out, playing it well open, and that just shows you how difficult it is to get it close to that flag from on that left-hand side. Neon impossible.
Marco Penge has bogeyed the 15th, so he looks to have drifted out of contention at this stage. Only missed 4 cuts from 14 starts last season. Almost knocked that one in.
Oh, he did. I thought that was going to hit the flag square on and disappear for him, but strong lip out as we see Petrozzi here down the right side of 17. Better place to come in from, that's for sure. This is third. Coming past Dave's ball, giving probably Dave a nice little read there as well on the way past.
Swung a long way that, didn't it, as it came past Dixon's ball.
Well, this, I think, comes into the must-make category, guys.
Yeah, slightly off the right. We've seen Dave's just come out from there, come back, hit it. Oh, Ryan. And he knows. The one thing that can get on your nerves is when you leave it in a jaw. Half a roll more to go.
So Dixon has this putt to knock Benson and arguably a few others out of it.
Just needs a little bit more meat on this to make sure he gets it there. As we could see, it was just never really got it running.
So Dixon misses the chance to lead on his own. Back on 17, can Coupland take his?
There you go. He said it himself. He thought he was going to swing more than that, Gary. We've seen Petrozzi's chip swing violently from right to left, and that didn't move a muscle.
No, not a hair. And in fact, Dave Dixon's left just almost was close enough, but he wouldn't have wanted to be another 6 inches further away from there.
A very tidy card, no dropped shots. Could have done with squeezing one more birdie out of it after the one he made at the 11th, but a closing 67. He joins Benson in waiting to see if 13 under will be enough for a playoff. Can Petrozzi go to 13 as well?
Yeah, huge putt, and he gets it. Now you know he's heading towards the 18th tee with a massive march on. Adrenaline is flowing.
Well, he's now part of a four-way tie for the lead. Only 2 players have birdied this final hole all day. What would Petrozzi give for one now?
Yeah, all about the tee shot here. 18. What's he got in his hand? He's out with driver, trying to get it from left to right, but looks like it's come across over the top on that. He's pulled it. There's thick rough over there. Oh, that is not a place you want to be.
That's absolutely what you don't want, having just come off the birdie. Now, what can Dave Coupland do?
Dave's ball looks like it's got the same kind of shape on it here, Gary.
Certainly does. Hit the tree, we can hear that.
Oh, and it's ricocheted out on nearly onto the fairway on the right-hand side. Look at this. This is that tree in the middle of 17 we were talking about here, Gary. Having to just bend it a little bit, just far enough right. Trick here, just to pitch it just shy of that green. Hop it on the right-hand side if you can. And that's not going to be a bad leave there for Ryan Campbell.
And whatever happens, it's been a really big improvement for Campbell on last week at Brocket Hall, where he shot 76 and 74 to miss the cut. Now, Caldwell hasn't been able to keep up the early momentum he had today, but he's got to remind himself he could still just about win this.
Nice swings, looking a bit left. Hang on. It just clings on, but not an easy putt.
No, not easy. Well, there's the ricochet off the tree, and where it's finished up, and he's got all of a good 7-iron, maybe a little soft 6-iron in his hand, aiming at the middle of the green, trying to draw it back, staring it down. He's doing the walk. Oh, and it's a beautiful swing, and I tell you what, unlucky not to get that massive hop, and that would have been right up by the flag. Still a great shot nonetheless, and here we are, down, deeper and down, Gary.
Oh, this really is some hay. This is where you see how strong these young fellas are, but I don't think he's going to move this one very far.
Double bogeyed this hole in yesterday's 68. Problems here again today at the last.
Yeah, proper knee-high grass that is, and a strong boy to try and get that one out, and he's done it extremely well. He's over the other side of the fairway now.
A must make for Caldwell. Long putt across the green. Oh, it hopped straight off the putter, so it kind of tells you the moment you see that at the start, it's not going to get there.
No, well, he's still got chances. He could eagle 17 or finish birdie. I'll get him to 1300. We see Campbell now must up and down. You feel if he holds it, he ties the lead, Michael.
Yep, highest finish last year was tied 3rd at Clevedon after an opening 65.
Yeah, good golf course at Clevedon, mine. I'm not biased, honest.
Sure you've done better than that a few times around there over the years, John?
Yeah, I've had my fair share of good rounds around my local. See Petrozzi now staring it down with the sand iron in hand. Should spin on him. Oh, could have done with a bit more spin.
Now Campbell, if he can make this one and another birdie at the last, he can get into the playoff. The dream lives.
Yeah, great putt there by Ryan. You can see how much it means to him. Fist pumping. Now, moment of truth, Gary.
Yeah, indeed. A little bit of movement on this. It comes down the green. How's your nerves?
This to shoot 66 and post a formidable target of 14 under, but he never really gave it the chance.
Yeah, that was poor, and it for his standards as well. He knows that. Never up, never in. Now Penge for a birdie to get to 11.
Yeah, he also had a tied 3rd finish last year. That was at Manning's Heath, but barring a miracle at the last, that birdie coming just a touch too late.
Used to get it all tied at the top for Petrozzi to save his par. Downhill, left to right, lots of movement on this. He's giving it a good go. Oh my, oh, it's defied gravity. Oh no. Oh, my heart bleeds for him. I mean, that was a good stroke. Cellophane bridge, Gary.
It really was. It just looked that it had to topple in off that side.
Picked up 3 shots in the first 5 and got things going again in a decent back 9, but as he finishes 1 behind the clubhouse target, that dropped shot on 18 could be a source of much regret for Gianmarco Petrozzi.
You're off to finish this round for Coupland. Stay at 13 under, gets it.
Laid the foundations on the way out with that eagle at the 9th, completing a front 9 of 32. Lost a bit of momentum after that, but still a 67 makes him the 3rd player to post a total of 13 under par. So Petrozzi's race is run. Coupland looks to have more golf to play. Benson and Dixon surely already warming up. Ashton Turner, incidentally, has parred the last for a 69. 3 players in then on 13 under. A playoff looks certain now, but who else can join Benson, Coupland and Dixon in going to extra holes? The finish is next. Welcome back to the final round of the Matchroom Sport Championship at Harleyford here in Buckinghamshire. It's the 2nd event of the PGA EuroPro Tour season, and still a handful of players who can retain ambitions of walking off with the trophy at the end of the day. 3 players in the clubhouse at 13 under. Ryan Campbell of Scotland can still catch them, and maybe at a push, so can 1 or 2 others. Including this man who was in a very strong position earlier today, Jonathan Caldwell.
Booming his tee shot away. Again, it looks just a tad down the left-hand side.
Yeah, this is where Campbell has driven it to on 18.
Yeah, brave tee shot. You can see that just impeding him on the way back. He's a strong boy. He's muscled that one out. Big divot. Oh, and he's just gone over the green on the left-hand side. That's going to be an awkward chip. And there it is, just heading over the path onto the practice putting green. And unfortunate for him, that one lone bush coming into play. Now, there we go. Here's a bit of flair for us. Swinging round the body, miss that tree. This is going to have loads of bend on it. Look at that. My goodness, 50 yards of bend. This one ain't going to stop. Oh, what a shot. Go on, keep running.
That's what you call a bit of old-fashioned shot making there. John?
Yeah, it definitely is. Now, Marco Penge in the knee-high stuff down the left-hand side.
He'd have to hold this. It would be the shot of the season if he did. And in the end, couldn't get it anywhere near the green.
Oh, it's a must up and down. If he holds it, well, it gives him a chance for an outright win if he birdies the last on the upslope. Slow down a little bit, ball, slow down. Ooh, bit more to be done for his birdie. It's his friend there from Newton Arns, owned a pub. White Bike Landy Boy Golf Club. No Penge.
Yeah, lovely contact on it.
Now, Jonathan Caldwell, how's your nerve?
Yeah, huge putt. He knows this has to go. He's got it.
And another birdie at the last, as someone was calling out there from the crowd, would get him into the playoff, but they've been extremely rare on 18 today.
It's a tough hole. Now Campbell at 18, this is 3rd. Needs to hole it to get in the playoff. Nips it lovely. Here's the spin. Oh, nearly goes in on the 2nd bounce. Great effort.
So Caldwell needs to be only the 3rd player to make 3 at the 18th today to get it to extra holes.
Got nothing to lose, has he, John? Might just as well go for it now.
Yeah, he got hugged that right-hand side. Well, he's done the first part extremely well here, Gary. Look at this ball running. Now, there is a tree lurking in the middle of that fairway. Hopefully he's not blocked out too much. That's a brave, great drive.
Penge's par putt after visiting the thick rough. Sad finish.
It is. No one likes to see that, but it is a demanding tee shot. And yet, he fooled everyone by going in the rough on the left.
Couple of early birdies got him in the mix, but it all went a bit quiet after that, and in the end it's a 70 to go with the pair of 68s, which went before for Penge.
Nice to see the gallery out. And Campbell, for his par to stay at 12. That's a money-making putt, really. Need this one to drop. Oh, and he does, and he knows that. Fist pump there.
Made a bit of a late charge with birdies on 14 and 17, but needed another one to finish. Didn't get it, but all 3 rounds in the 60s for the Scot. And overall, it's a good week for him. Seve Benson waiting with the family.
Oh, isn't that lovely? Hey, Daddy, give me those glasses. I want to put them on.
Well, Caldwell certainly put his tee shot in a great place there. Bit of body English leaning into it, helping it back onto the green. Oh, it's only just off, but very difficult.
Oh, you could tell the way he's put the club back in the bag there. He's disappointed with that.
Well, suddenly Nick Cunningham might have a shout if he can make this and birdie the last.
It's never ending, Michael. Down the hill, if he slots this one in, it's all systems go. Oh, it just drifts out to the right at the end. It's a good effort.
Yeah, but it's been a disappointing day, really, for both of these final two who shared the lead going into the last round. Stiggy Hodgson's had a really poor day, it has to be said. Let's go to Kit on 18 with Caldwell.
Caldwell has to chip this in for birdie to force his way into the playoff. And this is a makeable one. It's lying really nicely, a slight upslope. He's got enough green to work with. It is uphill as well, so he can be aggressive. A slight hint of movement from right to left, but I fancy him to at least scare the hole with this one.
And with Kit on this, he's got like a 56 out here. He's just going to plop it on the edge of the green, let it release up the slope, bit of break from right to left like Kit said. Oh, just a bit too heavy-handed, straight through the break. It was an opportunity, an outside one at that, but Gary looking on probably fancied him for it as well.
Yeah, I think you'd be disappointed with that. You know, when you're faced with an uphill putt coming just off, uphill chip coming just off the right, you always fancy it normally.
Well, it was an explosive start for the experienced Ulsterman with 4 birdies in the first 5, but lost his way coming towards the turn. Still had a chance if he'd birdied the last, and although it didn't happen, he has broken 70 in all 3 rounds. Petrozzi, Campbell and Caldwell all break 70, but on 12 under they've taken 1 too many. Hugo Dobson's 65 was the best of the day, but it leaves him 2 back. So for Benson, Dixon and Coupland, 13 proves to be the lucky number, and it's playoff time for them. And normally, guys, you'd say that you would favour the player who's got the momentum behind him, but really they've all played well today.
They have indeed. I mean, Seve Benson, as we see there, he's been in the clubhouse a while now, might have stiffened up a bit, he'd probably gone to the range, hit a few balls. Then you've got the likes of our Dave Coupland, star of last year, great solid player. He's just finished his round, he's ready to go. And then you've got Dave Dixon, great player as well, coming in. I'm going to go with the Somerset man, local legend to where I am, good player, swinging the ball great.
3 very different tee shots here on the first playoff hole. Dave Coupland has played ultra safe. He's way back. He's got something close to 200 yards into the green now. Right beside me is the ball of David Dixon, 142 yards to go. And the really aggressive play, another 20, 25 yards further up, but in the first cut of rough, is Seve Benson. It's definitely advantage Dixon and Benson here. They can attack, potentially make a birdie. But from where Coupland is, it's a long old second shot in. Par is the most likely outcome.
So here we are back with Dave Coupland from this couple of 100 yards back. But as you can see, he's looking straight down on the pin. Nice balance. I think he likes it, the way he's looking at that. He gets this right and just gets a little feed up the green. This, you know, could go very close. It's feeding. It's feeding. It's still trying. That's a very good shot.
It is. He knows the line of that putt as well. He had that in regulation play. His final hole now. Dixon, in the middle of the fairway. This is no more than a 9-iron in his hand. Aiming at the middle of the green. Draw it back. Nice little soft swing there for Dicko. Pitches it just short. Hard bounce. Gets the hop forward required. And that's got him below the hole. That's quite a nice putt to leave yourself. Could be pretty straight and firm with that one.
Yeah, that was very impressive. The picture of experience as we now have a look at Seve Benson. More awkward angle. Not always perfect going that extra 20 yards.
Oh, it's 3 great shots, Gary. 3 great shots. Equal distance from the hole as well. I mean, who do you pick?
Yeah, they are. They're 3 magnificent shots there under the pressure. And just showing the experience of this trio. I think this is it's wonderful stuff.
It is. Great swing there by Seve.
Well, all too often you see playoffs decided by somebody messing up, but you get the sense that isn't going to be happening here.
Well, here we go. Draw first blood here. Off the right-hand side for Seve Benson. Oh! Just shaves the left-hand side. That was a great stroke as well. Well, 1 down, 2 to go.
They're so close. I can't see them both missing this. More likely, I think we'll have 2 holding out.
Well, you can see he kind of thinks he's got it for a minute. Now, Dave, he had this kind of putt, just a little bit short of this one from what he had previously, but he knows the line. Played for too much break there, just went through the break. That's another man down. He'll tap that one in for a par, and well, it's all set for David Dixon as still the show.
Yeah, you're right, John. It's just watch this little one go in, and suddenly that little bit of extra angle, or the angle that Dixon's given himself here, because I think this is pretty much dead straight up a slight hill.
This is definitely the one you want to leave yourself. Now, Dicko for the win.
It's King David who reigns at Harleyford, as Dixon's birdie is enough to settle the playoff at the first time of asking and win the Matchroom Sport Championship.
Congratulations, Dave. You just won the Matchroom Sport Championship. How do you feel?
Well, that's a proper job, isn't it? As they say down south. Yeah, no, great. That's great, yeah. I mean, I thought I'd come up a few shy. Let a few opportunities slip in the back 9, but, you know, I guess everyone was feeling the same way. And, yeah, it was good to get a birdie here on the first playoff hole, because it's a bit of a stinker, isn't it?
It is a tough finishing hole. A really compact leaderboard, lots of toing and froing going on. How were you able to keep on top of where you stood?
Well, to be honest, I didn't really, we weren't really watching. I mean, Lauren was out with me, and she's new to golf, so we were just having a bit of a giggle really in between shots, and then obviously focusing. So we didn't really have I only looked on the back of the 16th there when I had a quick look and went, oh, okay, we're still in with a shout, because I thought the opportunities in the early part of the back 9, I thought people might have took advantage of that and got a few under. But yeah, I mean, I made a bit of a whoopsie of 17, but you know, here now and made a birdie, so yeah, well chuffed.
And what does that mean for the rest of your season? Will we see you playing a reasonably full schedule on the EuroPro Tour now?
Yeah, I'm playing down to play Camboyal now. Entered that one yesterday actually, and then yeah, I'm planning to play a few more. So yeah, this is obviously a great start, and yeah, I look forward to the next one.
Great stuff. Congratulations.
Thanks. Thanks, bud.
Par's not good enough then for Benson and Coupland to prolong the contest, all of which leaves the sole playoff birdie maker Dixon as the second winner on the PGA EuroPro Tour this season. He collects the magnificent trophy and the cheque for £10,000, and the EuroPro Tour now moves on to the World Snooker Championship at Donington Grove. That will be event number 3. Last week's winner Todd Clements withdrew, so Dixon's win leaves him joint top after 2 events. Last year's number 1 Dave Coupland shares 4th place with his fellow joint runner-up Seve Benson, while Petrozzi and Turner both finished in the top 10 for the second week in a row.